We move on to the next speaker, and this topic is on food for immunity. And we have with us a very good friend of mine, Miss Bhagyalakshmi. Bhagyalakshmi is a simple food enthusiast and a good cook who just loves traditional cooking trends and believes no treasure is greater than a happy belly and a happy body. Wonderful.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
Ms. Bhagyalakshmi, welcome to this session. And your session is on food for immunity. So, I open it for you. You can take it forward. I've made you the co host so you can share your presentation.
Okay. Thanks, Panil. It's been a while since I have presented anything like this, but because of this fun food and friends, and also with fan friends, there has been a good opportunity for enthusiasts like us who are part-time enthusiasts on this speaking arena. Like I am doing it after many years, but much has changed after I have attended this fun food and friends group and all. So I have got a lot of friends, good cuisines, group, and also you have been very enthusiastic in arranging all that. Otherwise, your initiative is too much commendable to people like us. At least you are bringing people to us. So with that, we have planned it quite a while ago for this. I know during the pandemic also, and thankfully even we did not see third wave of pandemic. So, otherwise, we would have spoken only about corona and immunity boosting food for only corona. That now it has been the air is thin, and the corona news also is going to be thin. Hope so. It goes well with that. Also, just with this, just paying a tribute to Puneet Rajkumar, because yesterday it was a very sad news with this. Since I was also a ardent fan of him. Just to make sure that we think that a healthy body, also a healthy mind, a fit body is enough for a lifetime. But of all the fitness, the person is not with us. So it just puts us in a dilemma whether what the food fitness is, what exactly the food, what is health. So maybe we need to continue our discussion like this anytime with all these right examples with us. Fine. So I have made a presentation so that it will not be boring with only myself speaking with it. Fine. So I think I can just share the. Should I share my screen? Food for immunity. We consume different type of foods always will be just experimenting with all type of foods, non-veg, veg, and cuisine, Mediterranean, all kind of foods. Like, but just we can concise our speak. I'll be just speaking about food for immunity, at least for 10 foods for immunity. That's it, which are regularly should be consumed or taken care in the diet. At least we should be peeping in our kitchen to make sure that these food are there in our daily diet for some seasons, and for the seasonal foods also are included. See, the immune system is the body defense. It is the defense against infections. It is that part of the immune system that repairs the body even after a disease, a drug, even when a drug is taken or about the wound. When the body senses foreign substances like bacteria, viruses, even the fungal algae and all, it also recognize as antigens and get rid of them. So our body tend to produce antibodies to combat with that. So that we call as antibodies. So you might be knowing all this sort of mechanism into it. So whenever we say we have that innate immunity, maybe we have born with a certain kind of resistance in our body that make us very resistive or healthy, not to catch common cold, not to catch frequently fever, and to be with a well-being, with a good energy. And nowadays, what we are seeing is kada or immunity boosting kavashayam. This is concoction of water with some spices together, boiled with consumed or beverage, which is said to boost immunity. So this is the most common word we have heard during coronavirus. Also, this acts as a perfect food, perfect food or beverage for us to consume for all seasons. Maybe we should be the spices should be changed. That's it. But we could be using it regularly and should be including with us the spices such as cardamom, pepper, this jeera, whatever the spices we are used into it. Just we should be using it a while, and we should continue to do that. So even after this coronavirus pandemic time, it is said that we should be consuming it all throughout, because Bangalore now has been it's raining a lot now. We are seeing more climatic changes. So this kadi or kada or immunity boosting kashayam. So I think this one we should go with that. We should be going with that. Also, it reduces symptoms of viral flu attack, thereby strengthening one's body to fight against viruses and other microorganisms. This is what I just wanted to speak about the kada. It has helped us also to combat COVID-19. Next, in the next slide, I'm just speaking about 10 food to boost immunity. I'm quickly going through the list. Citrus fruits like oranges, lemons, grapefruit, almonds, nuts, other nuts, sunflower seeds granula, garlic, turmeric. These are the main spices. They are the main spices where every household, Indian household, and even across the world has it. Sweet potatoes or also should be consumed, as Dr. Leela Mohan also just specified that sweet potatoes also a rich source of protein, carbohydrates also with good carbohydrate energy. Later, for the non-vegetarians, oysters and other shellfish such as lobster, again mushrooms, broccoli, bell pepper, and tuna. These are the list I have made just to touch the immunity boosting foods as of now. Citrus fruits are rich in vitamin C. There are it also is antibacterial. I'll come to that later. Yeah, oranges, lemons, grapefruits, rich in vitamin C, helps in producing white blood cells and thus fighting infections. It also produces more T cells in the organisms. Almonds, the second immunity boosting food which I have listed on, loaded with vitamin E, antioxidant, packed with iron and proteins, a handful of soaked almonds also, which give you instant energy also, and with it has a repairing quality in itself. Garlic, the antifungal and antiseptic properties of raw garlic is known worthwhile. For since ages, we know it as a good antibacterial agent and antifungal also. It is also high in vitamin C, B1, B6, phosphorus, and iron. Garlic contains a compound called allicin. It fights pathogens and repair immune system that's been weakened by some certain drugs. So that main ingredient of the our kada or kashayam is also can be a garlic, which gives quick relief from the cough and congestion in the lungs and other area in the body. So again, one more turmeric. Turmeric is the wonder drug of the spice world, and it's known to fight against a host of diseases from arthritis to asthma and cancer to diabetes. No kitchen is complete without turmeric added to spice food, actually. So even raw turmeric, right now they are using raw turmeric also. It's even if it is seasonal, we can use that. It has its potent extract known as curcumin fights against inflammation and builds immunity. So whatever the wound is there, we know it since our childhood. We know that it was the only ointment, or it was the only drug to. I knew it would heal the wound before that. Before when I was just a kid, same thing you would have experienced. It serves as a natural way to help the suffering from immune disorders also. Sweet potatoes, they are high in vitamin A and rich in fiber. They digest slowly, and just slowly the energy is released efficiently into the body. Also, it is said to have low glycemic index compared to that of white potatoes. Usual white potatoes, what we have. So maybe we can also replace it with the sweet potatoes. Kerala, they use more of sweet potatoes. Even biryani, kopi, it's called Copioca. So I was just wondering why they would be sweet potato, this sweet potato, and even there is a raw potato, big potato. I just forgot the name. They make every day staple in the winter season. So I have just learned that now. So I think I will be using that name the next time. So oysters are a rich source of zinc. Other source of zinc are shellfish such as lobster, crab, and shrimp. Zinc is needed to mobilize the T cells in our body. That also builds immunity and builds a strong wall for in our membrane so that it can fight infection. So zinc also is one of the super rich compound we require, and that should be acquired outside because our body cannot produce zinc within itself. Next, it is mushroom. It is a great source of copper, one more nutrient which is very important for our senses, working of senses. Them, which makes them excellent source to boost our immune system. Copper helps the body to increase the number of, again, this also helps with the T cells. It combats infection. Mushrooms. Broccoli. Most nutrient dense vegetable you can find in this planet. Broccoli contains vitamin K, vitamin E, potassium, and other needed, other nutrients, other macronutrients, micronutrients needed for our body. And it is also useful in GI tract cleansing because it has got lot of dietary fibers which also maintain gut health. That's also related, needed for our metabolism to be active. Bell peppers are rich in vitamin C, new white blood cells. Bell peppers are consumed worldwide. Even if it is not boiled or stir fried, also the nutrients are really good in it. So we can just have as such the raw ones itself. All kinds of bell peppers are said to be good for the immunity boosting energy. Tuna, as you know, it's a very tastier. Also, omega fatty acids, vitamin B6, it provide body with good omega fatty acids. Also, it's one of the best sources of vitamin 6, which is very good for our skin and even the eyesight. So, vitamin B6 this plays a crucial role in building the antibodies as well as regulating inflammation within the body. So, whenever a wound, whenever you come across a wound or injury, it also helps in just building it. Apart from that, I was speaking about zinc. Other sources of zinc are pumpkin seeds, watermelon seeds, which we can just swift it, like which we can use it as a snacks. Lentils and beans usually also have a zinc, but lentils and beans also should be used in a moderate way. Eggs, as we know the benefits of egg. Dark chocolates also can be consumed in moderate sense. Avocado is rich in it is full of nutrients, I can say, as such of broccoli. Dairy products like cheese and milk, again, garlic, sesame seeds. Sesame seeds, when used in winter, that also helps in building, combating bacterial infections also. And with this, I just have concluded my PPT. I've just put in some of the foods which are not very commonly added, but which we can find it very easily around our stores and in our kitchen, so that we can just make a start with our immunity boosting journey with that, so that we can also fight against any of the next flu or next type of virus coming in or attacking our body. Yeah, with this, I wish everyone a very good health and good living with a good right track in right diet and right lifestyle. Yeah. Thank you so much. I think that this has been helpful, or whatever the thing is, or we just had a discussion of common things. So, looking forward to for the these many kind of topics again. Thank you so much, madam.
Great, ma'am. Thank you very much. You can stop the screen sharing now.
Sure.
Yeah. So, any questions from anybody?
Is there a permanent solution for dust allergy, pollen allergy, or anything like that?
Yeah, as I have heard, just avoiding it is the best thing, the best option we can do that. Covering ears even is the main important. And right now we are using the mask, which is also avoiding all kind of infection. And even avoidance is the only thing, that even with the pollen grains, with the small pollen grains also just induce more of infections with us. So who are very specific, very allergic to it, better to avoid them. And even with the bed sheets, even the pillow covers should be frequently cleaned. Even what I have observed is we don't wash dupattas also sometimes. So that's a short, that's a really a small thing, but we should be taking care or cleanliness first. That's the only thing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Any more questions? Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
Ma'am, who vegetarians don't want to take supplement for vitamin D, what they can have?
As I've said, we have many more supplements, like many more macronutrients in the food. We have this mushrooms. Mushrooms, bell peppers also contains much of vitamin D. Just consume it in moderate or in a daily diet. You can just use it. Even just 2 minutes of stir frying is enough. Just to put that. Supplements, I don't think it is only vegetarian. Also, if it's vegetarian, it will be very costlier also, expensive also. Mushrooms, bell peppers, and other list I have given. Yeah, that also has vitamin D in itself.
Can you show us once again, ma'am, that list of items?
Yeah, sure. Panel, can I do that? Or
Yeah,
can
please,
I share
please.
later? Yeah.
No, please go ahead. No problem.
Yeah, sure. This is just a gist, but we have many more options also for the vegetarians. Not only this, it's not limited to this list actually. Citrus fruits also as a, see, vitamin D, whatever the vitamins it body needs in a very less quantity actually.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, all. I'm sorry to intrude, but I just thought maybe I can add a little to this. Daniel, can I just go ahead and add a little because our friend here has a very specific question about vitamin D.
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead. I can't see your name on the.
Yeah. I will just. Yeah. So can you see me now?
Yes, Sunita ma'am. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure. So vitamin D basically is called the sunshine vitamin, and we need a lot of it, and we always get it from sunshine. But as you all have just discussed, during the pandemic, most of us have not been going out, and we are not getting our daily exercise, and it's been very difficult for all of us to, really give that time. And Bangalore being a place where there's always cloud cover, it's even today it's so cloudy. It's fun to shop, but then unfortunately you don't get vitamin D in this weather. So the best time to actually expose your skin to sun for vitamin D is between 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Earlier they would say early morning, but now it's not so because of the so much of pollution and the cloud cover. Between 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, if you regularly expose yourself to the sunlight for at least 20 minutes every day, that's the best way to get your vitamin D dose. But unfortunately, there are not many vegetarian sources. But as Ms. Bhagyalakshmi just pointed out, mushrooms, if the mushroom is grown under UV light, that would be, but you have to be very sure that, these mushrooms have been grown in UV light because only then they make that vitamin D. Then you can, we get a little vitamin D. Otherwise, the fatty fish, all the fish, like the ones that have the omega-3 fatty acid, like the salmon, mackerel, tuna, the ones that actually have a little bit of fat, these fats are the ones that again have the non-vegetarian kind of vitamin D, so they do help a little. But in our country, I'm actually sad to say, but we have almost 90% vitamin D deficiency, especially in, it's just not in urban areas, even in rural areas these days. And it has been a big concern. And so a lot of them are having to resort to take the vitamin D supplement to keep it up. I mean, it's a sad thing, but it's very important because vitamin D is a very important nutrient and it is involved in so many metabolic activities. So you have to get yourself tested, and if the test result shows that it is below the requirement, you have to go for a supplement, and then you can think of exposing yourself to sun every day and making trying to maintain it. Meanwhile, you can take this mushroom and the fatty fish. So thank you for this question. Actually, it was a very important question.
One more small doubt here. If we are exposing to the sunlight and at 10, 12 on 2 o'clock in between only, we are getting proper D. So if I am not having sufficient D vitamin, how can I know without having a blood report?
No, you need to get a blood test done. Without blood report, you will not know. But most of them will tell you that if you have not been exposing yourself to the sun, it's quite possible that you are deficient.
Means how probably
there could be, you might be experiencing joint pains, you might be experiencing a little lethargy, exhaustion. There are many ways, but all of them need not have these signals and symptoms. So a blood test is the only way you can be sure that you have the vitamin D deficiency.
Means 10 to 15 minutes in a week is sufficient to have.
No, every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Thanks, Sunita man, for adding that.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Bhagyalakshmi, can you throw a little more light on the turmeric part? I think I missed that. You said dry turmeric or something else.
Yeah, seasonally, see, usually turmeric we get it as a powder, which is also dried in the season. We get it all over the year, but for your use. But in the Sankranti time, during the harvest, it is also harvested and taken care in the puja time. We have seen the that fresh turmeric roots. So instead of if you have access to that, if you have a land or farmland, like you can also get it and use directly from, as we use ginger. Instead of ginger powder, we will be using that, right? But the color will not be that much specific like dry powder. But the nutrients is really dense with that. And a small amount of raw turmeric is enough for our food to get a good taste and color. Usually, we can also store that, actually. We can also store.
How about those hard stick kind of, turmeric? You get those?
Same thing. Same turmeric roots are sun-dried. Again, they have a method called, they'll be boiling it to certain temperature. Then again, it is turned it as a powder. Actually, then we get the lots of maybe it's not pure. If they may say it, the pure turmeric would be really expensive on that. But I have seen we get a lot of raw turmeric also roots, where we can get in the coming January. You can just store it. Yeah.
Okay.
It is also antiseptic that has saved ages together our skin and our elder skin without any infection. Yeah.
Okay, great, ma'am. Thank you very much for that wonderful and informative presentation. So we'll stay connected and we'll do more of these sessions, and we'll want you to join us again and again.
Sure. Yeah. Anytime for FFF and conference. No issue. Thanks.
Thank you,
so, yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.